Realize what that means, my friends. It means more people will die because we won't have the best minds working on cures for illnesses because we'll be too busy choosing people based on sex, race, sexual orientation, who knows what else. What? We don't have a single transgender working on Alzheimer's? Get rid of the non-transgender so we can hire a transgender. I don't know what animates us, Francis Collins, the director of NIH. I had known about him. I think I even had him on the show many years ago.
Yeah.
I did, right? Yeah. I don't know what's happened to him. Back to Heather McDonald. What has happened to Francis Collins? Do you have any theory?
What has happened to Mr. Collins?
Yes.
What do you mean? He's powerful as ever. I mean, he's
right. But I remember him from many years ago arguing. He became known, or at least to me, as a scientist who believed in God.
Right.
And I would not have predicted that he'd become a woke anti-science fanatic, which is what he is.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm not gonna comment on any connection or predilection one way or another with the religion comment, but that's absolutely right. But he's been this way for a long time, I think, and he's earlier this year he issued his own personal apology about systemic racism in STEM, and now he's delivering. But he's not unique. The National Science Foundation is just as bad. This was one of the tragic things. There was only so much Trump could do to try to rein in the bureaucracy.
Right.
He did not touch the pervasiveness of identity politics throughout the science bureaucracies. They were allowed to continue with this destructive, creativity-destroying mania for substituting the trivialities of race and sex for actual scientific expertise.
Given the testimony of the head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, which I'm sure you're aware of just this past week, and the rot at the top of the military, the rot at the top of the sciences, is there anything left that is not been hurt or even destroyed by the left? Is there anything left?
That's a question I ask myself constantly, Dennis. And in particular, I ask, what are the red state perpetuating institutions that will continue to give some ballast to this country? It's exactly that. The military has been destroyed by feminism. The very idea, if any military Pentagon chief agrees to put females in combat units, he should be removed immediately. That is inimical to combat readiness. But we've embraced that. So the military's gone, and we've seen, as you say, all of the critical, the race mongering that's going on, the race hatred that's going on. Public schools, if you send your kids to a public school, I don't care if you're in Arkansas, in the Bible Belt, you are going to have teachers there that are peddling identity politics. Sports, they've caved. So I don't really know. How do we ensure that the next generation has some people in it that are still understand the value of reason? And so the need is on. It's urgent to try to create alternative institutions. Donors should be, for God's sakes, no listener to your show should give a dime to his alma mater. Save your money. And let's hope that some entrepreneur comes up with a way to make homeschooling more feasible or create schools that are dedicated to a non-angry, grateful teaching of Western civilization, because we need to create alternatives to preserve. It's a lifeboat. It's like the medieval monasteries trying to preserve Aristotle, for the future. Because otherwise it's all coming down. Every institution is going to be felled by the concept of disparate impact. Every institution, whether it's in law enforcement or academia will have a disparate impact on blacks because of behavioral disparities, the cultural disparities, and that hurts blacks most of all because there are many law-abiding, high-achieving blacks, but they get destroyed when we tear down meritocracy, when we tear down expectations of lawful behavior. So we need to create alternative institutions.
That's exactly correct. There are times when I hear everything I feel just stated beautifully by somebody else. That is exactly what you did. Alternate institutions. I had a column a few weeks ago begging people to just withdraw from the school system.
Yep.
There is no a real alternative. By the way, if they did that, that would be a shockwave.
Yep, absolutely.
That would be. That's what I wrote. Yeah, the reason we think similarly is because we're both rational. I mean, that's the irony. You can't have rational thought and come up with what they're doing. How do you produce? How is excellence furthered by identity politics?
I want to give the benefit of the doubt to the other side because they would say the same about us. They would say, how can you be so blind to the facts before your face of systemic racism? So, I want to try to understand, but I frankly can't get there because I can look at the numbers, say, to bring it back to the NIH. I can look at the numbers of PhDs that are graduating the STEM field. It is mathematically impossible that every STEM department in this country, in Harvard or Cal State University, Riverside, San Bernardino, can have 13% black STEM faculty based on the numbers. That is rationality, and yet they deny it. So I don't know what we have in common. And of course, we're not even given the opportunity any longer to put our facts out there. That's the killer, is that we can't even have debate any longer. Forget whether we believe that facts can change minds that are closed. But now, to even bring up facts is said to be hate speech and destructive of the very existence of females and underrepresented minorities. Again, alternative institutions.
Yes. Well, that's why we have Talk Radio and PragerU, as you well know. Heather has some wonderful videos, by the way, at PragerU. I'm going to ask her about New York City and crime when we come back. I'm Dennis Prager.